2008, 2009, I had the privilege of working with the United States Navy. And in spending time with those servicemen and servicewomen, it was really eye-opening to see some of their injuries, what they were going through. It really is a moment that will stand out in my life forever. You ask yourself, well, what would they need? What would they want? And in a lot of ways, that was the birth of the foundation.
He would go to the hospitals and meet some of these people and walk through and hear their stories and talk to them. And he told them all when he went and he visited them, he said, hey, when you're good enough and you healed up and you come out of here, you contact us and I'm gonna bring you to an event. And I'm gonna show you everything on the NASCAR side. So kind of gave him a little something to look forward to.
Being a race car driver seemed very natural that we had racing experiences that we were part of and that we funded. From driving the race cars around the racetrack to hospitality around race events. There were a number of things we did in the Race to Recovery, as we called it.
To have someone of Brad Keselowski's stature come in and say, we're going to help, and we're going to help not just a national organization, but a local community college, is a huge win for us.
It is so clear that Brad cares about military and veteran families on that individual level. Brad and the Checkered Flag Foundation understand that it's not just that service member, but it's the entire family who makes those sacrifices, and it's that whole family that we need to celebrate.
We really appreciate Brad really speaking up for veterans, for talking about some of the challenges that they face, and again, how we can help integrate them, not to just, clap and thank them, but what can we really do to help solve some of the challenges that they face and lockstep with them.
So we have numerous partnerships, which I think really come from the fact that the foundation really works hard to not have an ego. It doesn't have to be our idea to be a good idea, because there's a lot of other great entities out there that do just fantastic work. And if we can make 1 + 1 = 3 by partnering with them, why not?
We are so fortunate to have individuals like Brad and his wife Paige, who are pillars in our community who really support our veterans. Our mission's really aligned. Our mission, not only for Atrium Health, but also for the Cabarrus Healthcare Foundation, is to provide health, hope, and healing for all. And that all is really our veterans in our community. It's so important to acknowledge them, not only for the service that they provided for our country, but also an opportunity to thank them when they're in the hospitals.
Fisher House is one of those foundations that I'm proud to be associated with. They leave a real mark with every dollar they spend. This year we were able to cut the ribbon with the opening of a brand new Fisher House in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which of course is meant to help housing situations around veterans' hospitals for those in a real time of need and their families.
One of the things that we value most is how we invest in the communities. As we started talking to Brad and his team, we had a wonderful, idea of how could we actually take our primary race with him and rebrand our car? How could we feature and really give to light these veterans? With the Tribute to Veterans, we feature the names of all the veterans on the cars. We've been really fortunate enough to be able to bring some of our own team members to the race and those in the community as well, where we're able to recognize them, let them meet Brad, have a full race experience.
The veteran families are so very thankful because not only do they get that healing adventure, but Brad and Paige have been really welcoming, inviting them to NASCAR events, actually really getting to know the families and caring about them on that individual level, which is so important.
The vision of the foundation and really the goal is to benefit those who've made great sacrifice for the community. And certainly our military and some of the servicemen and servicewomen have done that. But so have our first responders. There's a number of first responders that fit that goal. And so the focus on that initiative is to think about those who make our way of life, our American way of life, possible.
Our community depends on firefighters, paramedics, EMTs, and especially our law enforcement professionals to help us in the times when we need them most.
It really is refreshing to see someone take, a positive stand for first responders. They are a group of people in our society who are tasked with dealing with almost the impossible every single day, and certainly many of them deal with the risk of not coming home at the end of the day.
The NASCAR community has been incredibly supportive of what we are doing. And so it's been an honor to have Brad and those others that are a part of our sport just to come alongside and care enough. And with the NASCAR community, truly a family. And they give back and take care of their own.
First responders are really the front lines for our country and kind of holding us together in times of trouble. You know, whether it's a serviceman for the military or a first responder, one of the things I would emphasize is those men and women don't always come back the way they went out. They see things, they're a part of things that generate incredible grief that they'll be living with for the rest of their lives.
Help those who have stood up for all of us, at one time or another, especially those who have a substance use issue, a disability of some sort, mental health issue, directly because of their military service. I think we have an obligation to see if we can't right that.
I am a Navy veteran myself. I feel very lucky and blessed that I've been given this opportunity by Brad Page and the Checkered Flag Foundation to give back to my teammates, my friends, my brothers in arms, my sisters in arms, putting dogs in their hands.
Well, certainly it'd be very hard for me to have the Checkered Flag Foundation and to have launched it without my racing career. So there will always be synergies between the two, whether that's at the most basic level, the funding that's necessary to keep the foundation going, or in the access. There's so many people out there. Can we get to everyone? Probably not. But we want to do the best we can, and we want to continue to leave a positive impact on the community.
Being a NASCAR driver and having a huge fan base and a huge amount of followers is really important because so many people who would have never known what military families and veteran families are going through will now hear about it and care about it thanks to Brad.
There was a veteran who actually shared with us that this was the most recognition he had ever received, that even when he came back from war, he didn't receive this much recognition.
Anybody that ever talks to him about it knows how deep rooted in his heart, how he feels about these people.
The love, compassion, and charity that comes out of the Keselowski family is huge. And I think we all have that same common goal to move forward and to help people.
I think it's so important to recognize the freedoms, the privileges that we have. And the foundation is meant to do just that. It's to show gratitude and to show empathy towards those that have made our way of life possible. It's out of that the mission of the foundation is born, but it's a greater goal than any one person. And I hope that everyone can find that in their hearts, a spot of gratitude, a spot of empathy.